with that Crescent City feel. If you're new, sit down, let's begin the show. And to my loyal supporters, I'm glad you're in the flow. It's the city of soul, where the streets got flair. From the French Quarter beats to the Bayou air. This is more than a channel, it's a whole mood. We're talking life, love, and that southern groove. Like, comment, subscribe, come back again. It's Moca's Nola Bells, where the real begins. Crime time stories with a thoughtful spin. If you're down for the truth, then let's lock it in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay. Breaking down the cases in a bold new way. Every viewer, every fan, y'all part of the crew. This is Moca's Nola Bells, and we're here for you. We're digging through the mysteries and covering lies, shining light on the facts that the darkness hides. It's justice for the stories that need to be told. From the streets of NOLA, where the truth runs cold. This ain't about the mess, I'm just speaking my piece. Focusing on the stories that the world needs to see. To my members and supporters, I see y'all too. Couldn't make these moves without the love from you. Like, comment, subscribe, come back again. It's Moca's Nola Bells, where the real begins. Crime time stories with a thoughtful spin. If you're down for the truth, then let's lock it in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay. Breaking down the cases in a bold new way. Every viewer, every fan, y'all part of the crew. This is Moca's Nola Bells, and we're here for you. A shout out to the fam, to my members and team. Y'all keep me grounded while I chase these dreams. From the mysteries to motives, every clue we break. It's love for the truth, not a move that's fake. No dragon here, but I'll call it like it is. Shedding light on the facts, yeah, you know what it is. So hit that button, pull up and stay a while. Crime time vibes with that southern style. Yeah, it's Moca's Nola Bells, bringing truth to the mic. Crime stories that inspire from the day to the night. Hit subscribe, join the fam, let's dig in again. This is your home for the real. Moca's Nola Bells to the end. Comment, subscribe, let's keep it alive. Every story we tell, every clue we revive. To my members and supporters, y'all the heart that dwells. Welcome home, y'all. It's Moca's Nola Bells.
Where the fuck she at? Say it loud! Nia Harris!
Moca and the Nola Bells just pulled up. Big body bitches, Roxy, Annette, Shannon, Marquita.
Where the fuck is NaZiyah?
Hey, where NaZiyah? That baby was 13. Told her teacher I need to talk, then dipped off the scene. Sick on the floor, y'all ain't even blink. Now she gone and we demand a link.
Where the fuck
She cried for help,
So sad!
y'all played it small. Whole system call, y'all let that girl fall. CPS fake, the school ain't care. Called y'all up, nobody was there.
We see!
Now she missing, now y'all press. She been dying inside while y'all just guessed. You failed her, Jarvis locked, lock 'em all up. That's just a start, he know the dirt, he played a part. Shannon, sis, that's still your blood. You sat back till her time was up. Annette, Roxy, Marquita too, y'all moving funny. 4 fat bitches equal dummy. All them calls, all them signs, but y'all kept capping, all of y'all getting time. Annette, you mean spiteful witch? Let that baby suffer with a known-ass pedophile, bitch. Who's that? Nah, Marquita, y'all slow-head twins look like pain, bitch. This ain't never gonna end. Y'all cap real bad, posting online. What did y'all do? What did she say to you? No, because I need to talk. That's all she said, nobody did shit. Left school and that was it. Not saying you did it, but y'all ain't innocent. Where the fuck she at? Moca's Nola Bells, we ain't finished. Roxy popped up, bitch, sit down. Like she been fan, wanted to be seen. GoFundMe's, balloon games, t-shirts, flyers, y'all moving strange.
Nice.
Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. It's the end of the work week for most, and it's a beautiful start to the weekend. Just happy to see you all here today. And we're going to get off into this good commentary. We may not be here for long, but we're going to get some things discussed. We're going to discuss some things. We're here for NaZiyah. We're here for all the little girls and all the little boys that has gone through things that they had no control of. And it's a sad situation when children are birthed into destruction. They have no hope. They have no voice. And they definitely has no choice. And as adults along the way, knowing that we subject children to such a thing, it's sad when as grown people, we choose to not take accountability for the part that we play. But before I get caught up in going into this, let me just speak to my people right fast and welcome each and every one of you here. Because here, every one of you means something to me. You all do. Because if it was no you, there could be no me. And here, everyone is someone. All opinions matter. There's no big eyes. There's no little U's. It's not all about Moca. It's all about us. We're in this together. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Because there are moments when you guys pull up things and find things and hit me up like, Moca, you seen this? And I appreciate y'all for that. I truly, truly do. Hey, Christian, welcome, sister, welcome. Happy Friday to Leah. Hey, boo. Welcome. Hey, Miss Sean B. Welcome, sis. Hi, Sherry. Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dr. J. Hey, sis. Hey. Happy Friday. Hey, sis, living life. Happy Friday, boo. Let's see. Amma, happy Friday to you. Hi, Sandra. Happy Friday. The weather's getting bad here too, Sandra. Be careful, girl. Be careful. Hi, Rashida. Happy Friday, baby. Hey, Tracy, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Hey, Novi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you, Auntie Moca. Nova. I'm getting ready to call you Auntie Moca. One love. Hey, sweetheart, happy Friday. She said I'm starting my night shift, so I'll be listening. Everyone have a blessed night. You have a blessed night as well. Hey, Meek and Ellie, happy Friday. Hey, Kenyatta, happy Friday, boo. One love, happy Friday. Something sweet, welcome, welcome, happy Friday to you. That's right, Sandra, justice for NaZiyah all day long. Hi, April, happy Friday to you. Hey, Gina. Hi, Rhonda, happy Friday. Miss Ebony, welcome, welcome, happy Friday, boo. Happy Friday to you, PJ. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. B from Holly Grove. Welcome, boo. Hey, Denise. Welcome, boo. Happy Friday. Hi, Amber. I'm enough. Hey, hey. Hi, Miss O. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Juicy Lucy. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hey, Dale, welcome, welcome. Hey, sis Donna. Hope all is well. Hope mom is doing fine. Hi, Honey Mo. Happy Friday. Hey, sis. Miss Parker, Miss Parker. Happy Friday, sis. Hi, Valerie Borns. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hey, Patricia. Welcome, boo. Happy Friday to you. Hi, Kenyatta Howard. Welcome. Happy Friday, boo. Hi, Eno. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sabrina. Happy Friday, boo. Hi, Roslyn. Happy Friday. Yes, Donna, we're praying she's found. Just be welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Hi, Miss Bill. Happy Friday, my love. Happy Friday. Hey, Marlene. Welcome, boo. Hi, Chic. Happy Friday. Forever Lisa. Hey, boo. Happy Friday. Sister Rock. Hey, boo. All right, let's see. I should be close. Ray of fucking sunshine. Hey, baby. Happy Friday. Hey, Kimberly Cruz. Welcome from Denver. Thank you so much, Talia. Talia said utmost respect and love to Mocha and them bells. Everyone, much love. Thank you, baby. Thank you. No fucks given, my girl. Hi, Noel. Welcome. New subscriber from Miss Parker and Toot. Noel, welcome. We are so happy to have you here. Hey, thankful. Hi, daughter. Welcome, welcome. Nisha, hey, girl. Hey. Hi, Jazzy. Welcome, boo. Welcome. Hi, Nisi. Welcome, sis. Hey, Lachelle. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Lord. Auntie Mo says 2 days ago, someone posted on a community page here in my town of a Jehovah church pastor trafficking. Girl, girl. Hey, Sunshine Shan. Welcome, mama. Oh, and they keep blocking her. Oh, Lord. Auntie, Auntie Mo, girl. Auntie Mo. Hey, Stanford mom, welcome. Happy Friday. She said it's so windy here on the water on the North Shore. Be careful. Hi, Almighty Streams, welcome. Talina, welcome, welcome, boo. Hey, Victoria, welcome, sis. Y'all, it's going to be a happy Friday. Hey, Betty, blessed to be 50, welcome. Hey, honey gangster. JoJo Poppin', hey, boo, welcome, welcome. Novi said, Mocha, and that, my love, would have been a compliment. Thank you, honey Nova. Oh, Forever Lisa got a good weekend. She said, I'm here relaxing, no grandkids this weekend. I know that's right. I know that's right. A break is a break is a break. Hey, Belinda, welcome, sis. Happy Friday. Cool Girl Sisters, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Hello, Time Warp. Happy Friday. Hey, Chrissy, welcome, boo. Happy Friday, sis. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. That's awesome. Hi, Rachel. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. All right. NYC girl. Hey, sis. Well, we're going to get off into this. I think I got everybody. Y'all know I don't like to leave nobody out. Hey, Shauna, welcome, boo. Hi, Cindy. Welcome and happy Friday to you, too. Hey, Valerie, welcome, boo. Hey, Tarsha, welcome, Nisi, welcome. Virtuous Vanjie, hey, sis. So here we are. We've made it, we've made it, we made it. And I hope those of you who have not yet hit that like button, do your girl a favor. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And here we are, guys. Back, back, back. We're talking about things that we've been on for quite some time now. We've been on this for a while. And it's my belief that Mocha's going to be on it for a while. Because there are a lot of inconsistencies. And we still don't know where NaZiyah is. We still don't know where NaZiyah is. Hey, Queen Spirit, welcome, sis. We don't know where she is. We're definitely not getting the answers that, we need. Because at this point, something should have been said. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome, Michelle. At this point, something should have been said. So we're going to have one of those kind of uncomfortable conversation that folks like to sweep under the rug. But see, that rug has been so full of lies, secrets, and sin. It's to the point where it's done turned into a graveyard for our babies. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with the lies. I'm not okay with the secrets. I'm not okay with the sins that keeps making us go to graveyards and funerals and all of this other stuff because you all are protecting those that's hurting our babies. So I'm not okay with it. And we're speaking on NaZiyah. NaZiyah was supposed to be protected by the very ones that birthed her, those that raised her, and those that claim to love her. But instead, she was handed over to the wolves. She was exploited. She was passed around to known peddlers. And they're mad. They're mad with content creators. Why? Because the streets are whispering. The streets are whispering what the family won't say. And what the family is not saying is that our own grandmother and her aunt were major players in her disappearance. Now, some people may believe that she's gone, but just let me be clear. No proof has ever come forward. We don't have no body. We have no answers. All we're dealing right now is with silence, cover-ups, and continued generational sickness. That's what we're dealing with. So I don't want nobody to think that tonight I'm here to comfort grown folks. I ain't trying to comfort no grown-ass person that failed NaZiyah. I'm not. I'm here for NaZiyah. I'm here for NaZiyah. And for every other little girl like NaZiyah, whose story keeps getting buried under church pews, family secrets, and the mind your business culture. So, those laying in the bushes, if this makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm happy about that. You need to be fucking uncomfortable. Because the only way to break this curse is to drag it to the light. It needs to be dragged to the light every day she's missing. Y'all the ones stuck with secrets. It's y'all, it ain't us. So we're going to talk about it. We are definitely going to talk about it. Everybody want to holler family over everything. Until that same family is selling your child for a quick dollar, or a drug fix, or to keep a damn man. But I understand, even dealing with this NaZiyah case, that blood don't make you loyal. Love and protection do. Love and protection do. Who's to blame? That's the question. Who's to blame? What Moca is going to say tonight, they're all to damn blame. They're all to blame. And when I say they're all to blame, we're going to start at the top of this ladder with a net. We're going to start with a net. Why is Annette to blame, Moca? Because Annette born into this fucked up world. Annette knew what was going on with her all her life. Annette is not the only person that was born into disgust and filth. There are many people that born into that nastiness became an adult and walked away from that nastiness. Annette continued the nastiness with her own children. So Annette had no intentions on breaking this cycle. Annette felt that some sort of way she could have benefited from it. And she benefited from it at the cost of her own blood. And if nobody sees Annette to be a problem, then you're the problem. Annette birthed 6, 7 children, however many she birthed. And of all the children she birthed, ain't but 3 didn't run away. That's a problem. Why would they run away? Because they knew. Family betrayal is a bitch. Annette come from a lineage of problems. Those before Annette brought these problems to her. I don't know nothing about Annette's parents, her grandparents, but I know it came from that long line. I don't know nothing about those people. But I know what I know about Annette today. Annette is a problem. When Annette sit there and Annette allowed her husband to violate her daughter for as long as she did, Annette didn't care. Annette had the monster in her. And she wasn't trying to let it go. And it wasn't that she allowed this man to continuously do this to her daughter, because what? It wasn't to keep a man. Because as history tells it, every man that's been in Annette's life has a record of being a ESO. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. So she attracted these type of people. She attracted these type of men. And then she made it as a profitable business. She did. When NaZiyah's mother got tired of Lady having that old man lay up on top of her, she left. She left. But somewhere along the way, NaZiyah ended right back up. After Lady left, Lady had 2 children. She left pregnant with Bari. Then she had NaZiyah. She couldn't be a mother. She couldn't be a mother. So she allowed CPS to take her children and bring them right back to the monster that she ran away from. I have a problem with that. So ladies, that thought as well. So now we have Annette as being a problem. We have Lady as being a problem because she brought her children back to the devil. And once the children gets in Annette's home, they have to face a bigger devil, Auntie Shannon. So far, that's unreal. That's unheard of in a normal household. In a normal household, that's unheard of. Thank you so much for the super chats, for the super stickers podcast. Appreciate that. That's unheard of in a normal household. But before I get too caught up, let me come to the chat for a second. Stanford Mom says, at this point, I'm wondering, before they charged Jarvis, who knew what had happened to this baby? That's a good question, Stanford Mom. Before they charged Jarvis, who knew what had happened to this baby? Stanford Mom, in Moca's opinion, before they charged Jarvis, Shannon knew. Marquita knew. Annette definitely knew. They knew. Hey, Red, how are you, my love? Hey, Kimberly. Lachelle said, it's Moca in my heart. I believe she's alive. I hate to feel this, but I believe she's being trafficked. Don't stop believing, Lachelle. Don't stop believing. Because in my heart of hearts, I too believe that she's alive. I too believe that she's alive. All the players Hi, Essie, welcome. All the players that's in this. And the list goes long with all the players that's involved. The players that's involved, especially the men players, they are all predators. All of them. All of the men that are involved are predators. Not only are they predators, they're all involved some way or another with moving little girls. So I want to believe, and I'll get to it later as to telling you all why I believe what I believe. I too believe that she's alive. Hey, Miss Lisa, welcome, welcome. Stanford mom says, and I say that because when Jarvis called his baby mom from jail, somebody called her on three-way, and that was a woman. Stanford mom. Mm. Could that have been Shannon? Or could it have been the baby's mama that was watching over NaZiyah? See, this shit is so much involved. So much involved. Denise says, me too, Lachelle. I also feel that unfortunately I'm praying she's rescued and found. Just don't stop praying. NYC girl says, for real, those damn family secrets can go straight to hell. I'll never been on that. I raised my kids with no secrets. And now I tell my 4 grands, no secrets. Secrets are hindrances. Secrets are traps. Secrets are what makes us in a position to talk about things like we're talking about today. And when I said Annette will never get away with this, Annette sit on that panel and lied, in a witness stand and lied. Shannon sit there and lied. What makes them think they're going to get away with this? What makes them think they're going to get away with it? Just today, the story of the, what's her name? The little Thomas girl. I didn't do a story on her. But anyway, the boyfriend and the mom were arrested, right? They were held for questioning. 5 days. Boyfriend is not being charged. They have no charges on him just yet. But they arrested that mom. Her charges are lying to the officers. And they said that's a felony for sure, up to 4 years. So what makes London Thomas, that's her. So what makes Annette think she's getting away with lying? No way. Hi, Constance. Welcome, baby. Happy Friday. Hey, no nonsense. Welcome, baby. Happy Friday. Hey, Constance, my love. Thank you for that super chat. And girl, I saw that too. But you see that particular video with the Frank. Hey, Tony, welcome. That particular video with them burning down that or attempting to burn down that shop. It was an old video. I think it was from 21. It wasn't recent, right? But that shows you how shady Frank is. That shows you how shady Frank is. And in Moca's opinion, Frank was a part of setting his own shit afire. He was a part of setting his own shit afire because Why is it always one of them kind? Why is it always one of them Arabs and a black man that's doing Frank's dirty work? And in my opinion, the Arab that was on the passenger side, the black man was the driver, but the Arab on the passenger side had the same demeanor as Frank, the same body frame as Frank. So that was Frank. Shit. Forever Lisa says, I pray she will be able to contact someone. Me too, Forever Lisa. I pray. Hey, Taj Monroe, welcome, my love. No Fucks Given said, I'm stuck on the fact that everybody else has or is being found except NaZiyah. I just can't get over that part. Me either, No Fucks Given. I can't get over it either. Why is it that all these little girls and boys coming up missing after NaZiyah, and everybody's being found except for NaZiyah? Something is very funny about that. And what Moca think is really funny about that is they're all got their hands in it. It's a dirty game being played. It's a nasty game being played. There are people involved in this that's bigger than the Harris family. People that's involved in this that's bigger than Jarvis Butts. People that's involved in this is bigger than the pedals that Annette had running around in that child's presence. And if she's being trafficked, which I truly believe, in my opinion, I do believe that church, the Jehovah Shalom or whatever the hell it's called, his hands are very dirty. Churches are used as a cover up in things of this nature. And for what he presented and for what he showed of how they treat the little girls in that church like grown ass women, nothing would surprise me that he knows exactly where NaZiyah is, and nothing would surprise me if he didn't play a major part in it as well. Victoria said that's why it's so easy for them to move on with their lives. It's crazy. We all care way more about NaZiyah than they do. Victoria, we do. We do. We do. And I could truly say that. We could truly say that. These people are going about their lives like it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. How do you eat? How do you sleep knowing that your child, your grandchild is missing? And you popping up all around the place like it's normal. It ain't no big deal. But then you're able to do those things when you're the devil. You're able to do those things when you know what you know that you think the world don't know. You're able to do those things when you know that you were the one that moved her, when you were the one to put her in the position that she's in to be moved. You know what you know when you know you collected funds for her to disappear. That's why they could sleep well. That's why they could move around well. That's why they are who they are and do what they do. Deidre says that grandma will suffer for what she put that baby through. Deidre, she will. Her day she ain't seen hard days yet. Exactly, Ray of fucking Sunshine. Cover up and conspiracies. So we know here they are, they're protecting predators. How do you protect a pedo and throw your own blood under the bus? How do you do that? You send them to the church. You have uncles and cousins and your sons and stray men all around these children. And you know, I'm speaking to Annette because I know she's in the bushes or one of her offsprings is in the bushes. When y'all know these old men been predators for decades, everybody know it. The family knows it. The church know it. And yet they're still sitting at family dinners, sitting on church deacon boards while our babies go missing. We got to stop this shit if it ain't my business mentality. Because when a child is being hurt, you better believe it is your goddamn business. Because if you stay silent, knowing that a child is being hurt, you're just as damn guilty. You're just as damn guilty. NaZiyah wasn't just a name on a flyer. NaZiyah wasn't just a rumor in the streets. NaZiyah was a little girl that had favorite snacks. She loved to dance. She loved music. NaZiyah had dreams that she will never see. Dreams that she will never see because of a fucking bunch of demons. If we don't start talking, if we don't start holding these demons accountable and protecting these babies, it's going to be another one tomorrow, another one next month, another one next year. And we'll be having this same conversation about a different child. It makes no sense. And the root of that problem goes back to the family. The family, they want to sit there and claim family loyalty versus protecting the children. How the fuck could you be loyal to incest? How could you be loyal to that? Annette allowed her husband to do that to NaZiyah's mom. Annette allowed Jarvis to be in her home and be with both of her daughters as they were minors. Annette allowed Big Perm, Evangelist Kenneth, to molest her underage son, Florentino. Annette also allowed her brother, Eric Gamble, to do what he did to NaZiyah. And if we know about those incidents, imagine how many of those that we don't know about what Annette done. How Annette fed NaZiyah. And I'm saying NaZiyah because NaZiyah is the only one that we publicly know about. How many other children that Annette has fed to the wolves? Because she's all about a dollar. How many babies did Annette and Shannon get rid of? Because NaZiyah was clearly pregnant more than once. All of that shoo-shooing, all of that whispering, all of that hiding, all of that sweeping shit under the rug, it's time for it to stop. It's time for it to stop because look at where it left NaZiyah. I understand some of you may have compassion. I understand that some of you may feel a certain way for NaZiyah's mother. Let me say this. Moca don't feel a certain way for lady, for NaZiyah's mother. I don't. I don't. And the reason I don't feel a certain way for NaZiyah's mother is because NaZiyah's mother had an opportunity to get her children back. CPS ain't shit, and we know that. This woman had an opportunity to get her children back. She chose not to. So if you're going to choose the street over your children, ain't shit you could say to me ever. And then when this happened to NaZiyah, they lied. They said, when this happened to NaZiyah, they claimed that lady was in Ohio. Well, let's let the truth be told. Lady was not in Ohio. Lady was in Detroit. She was definitely in Detroit. She was at the Travel Inn Motel. NaZiyah was with her mother, her birth mother, the day before she went missing. Now I need you, chat, to help me. Help me along the way. And help me make sense of what I'm getting ready to say. Evangelist Kenneth, Big Perm, he came out here bragging about how a drug dealer gave him $7,000 to pay his rent because he would have been evicted. And prior to him saying that, he also said that it was drug dealers that lady owed money to, and they wanted him to tell them where lady was, right? He also said that he was the one that dropped lady off to the Travel Inn. And then mysteriously, he comes up with $7,000. Now hold that thought. When NaZiyah initially came up missing, per them, one of the stories that was told was that some drug dealers went to Annette's home looking for lady. She wasn't there. So say lady had stole a stash from them. Drug dealers came out of Ohio. Said that the dealers said that lady stole a stash from them. And if they would have found her, what they would have done to her. But if they couldn't find her, they wanted what she loved the most. And they wanted NaZiyah. NaZiyah was supposed to go work off lady's debt. That was the story that came out per Shannon. The next thing you know, they're filing a runaway report on NaZiyah. They're filing a runaway report on NaZiyah. So when Evangelist Kenneth says that the drug dealers gave him $7,000 to pay his rent, in Moca's opinion, the drug dealers gave Kenneth $7,000 to locate lady. Or was it really drug dealers? Could it possibly have been a racketeering deal with the church? I don't know. But ain't nobody just go give Kenneth $7,000. and NaZiyah was with her mom the night before. She was with her mom the day before. So if she was with her mama the day before, this shit ain't making sense. Because if she was with Lady the day before, they cannot make me believe that NaZiyah came up missing the next day. The days ain't adding up and the math ain't mathing. Kenneth said when he dropped NaZiyah off, Kenneth said when he dropped Lady off, it was the first part of January. I think he said it was New Year's Eve because he was going to New Year's Eve service. So if we want to be honest, and if we want to backtrack all of this, I do not believe that NaZiyah came up missing on January 9th. NaZiyah was with her mom prior to that. And I honestly believe, and that's my opinion, and I have that right to believe what I believe. I believe NaZiyah was missing long before they reported her missing. That's my thoughts. That's what I believe. Hey, Tony, welcome, my love. All these damn secrets, all this lying, all this hiding. NaZiyah ain't just came up missing when they said she was missing. That child been missing. She's been missing. And they need to be honest with themselves. That's why this case is so messy. That's why it's all over the place, because one lie, you have to keep damn lying. Exactly, Forever Lisa. Was done in the dark will definitely come to the light. Detroit D said, there you go. Every day that she's missing, keep saying her name. Because the motherfuckers that did this thought nobody would care. That part. That part. They thought nobody would care. And now it's fucking them up because everybody care and they don't. Marlene said this just proves how deep that rat hole is. And that's just what it is, a rat hole. A rat hole. No fucks given said at this point it looks like they're playing hide and seek. Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Yakia Robinson. Welcome. I hope I ain't fuck your name up. She said, and make the situation about them. It's sickening. You remind me so much of Wendy Williams. Mika said Cain and Abel were brothers. That blood shit is for the birds. You understand, Mika? That blood shit is definitely for the birds. Blood ain't shit. Not when they sit up there and sacrificing babies. Who does that? Daughter says, speak on it, Mocha, because they're surely lying for each other to keep from being exposed. You know what, daughter? At this point, everybody that didn't do what they were supposed to do is being exposed. Jessica said it was okay as long as it wasn't my kids until she came up missing. Jessica, that's the part that fucks me up. She don't belong to you. She don't belong to you. She don't belong to me. But I see her getting abused. I may not see the abuse happening right before my face, but I see the company that's being kept. I know the history of the company. I know the history of Annette. I know the background of her children. I know what goes on in that home. And then just looking at the company that the grandmother keeps, the company that the aunt keeps. Why would I turn my eye? Why? Why? Victoria says, and they continued the cycle instead of breaking it. Exactly. Exactly. Miss Sean B says, where are the real? I said it. The real men in the clan. Well, Miss Sean B, you heard it on my panel the other night. The men that do exist. The men that do exist in that family. They don't want Janelle to speak. They're telling her to be quiet. So for a man to tell him to be quiet, hush your mouth, don't say nothing, don't expose Annette. What happens in his family stays in his family. They don't want the light to be shown on the incest. They want to protect their family's name. Well, if your net family name ain't shit, it ain't shit. You can't save something that don't deserve to be saved. Can't. You can't choose the family you're born into. You don't like what's going on, divorce them. But to stay there and uphold it and feel that is okay, as long as we don't say nothing, it's going to eventually go away. That makes you a bigger part of the damn problem. Shauna said, makes me feel like I need to tell these young girls of mine and what to look for. You would want to. Detroit DD says Annette was supposed to break the cycle. She was. She was. She was supposed to be the voice for everybody after her. She failed so many people and have no emotion. It's that part right there that keeps fucking me up. Bitch, you older than the rest. It happened to you, Annette. You should have not wanted to happen to nobody after you, especially your damn grandchildren. But instead, you dressed NaZiyah up. Why was it okay for everybody else to call NaZiyah Tutor? Annette, you dressed her up, put a little lipstick on her, called her gorgeous, glamorous. That's what you call her. Glamorous. Annette, that's not the name for a little child. Just like you took Kenyatta, you called her lady. Make sense of the names that you gave them. Annette, you failed your own blood. Broken people breaks people. Hurt people hurts people. Bitch, and if you was that damn hurt, you should have went and get some therapy. If you was that damn hurt, your family, your people that's older than you, your grandmother, your aunt, somebody, I know they all couldn't have been that damn nasty. Somebody should have stepped in and saved your raggedy ass Annette when they saw what you was doing to those children. So you mean to tell me everybody older than you, Annette, They looked at you and saw you doing this shit and felt that it was okay, and nobody could say nothing. Nobody could ever make me believe that all this shit kept going on in Annette's home. There was elders older than her. And you mean to tell me they couldn't do nothing about it? I would have reported that bitch till my tongue fell out. I don't give a damn if I had to go in that house and rescue all those children myself, even her children. Them big bobblehead ass twins, they would have never turned out the way they turned out had Annette been a decent mama. This is crazy work. But these people coming out here and they're wanting grace. To hell with grace for all of y'all. Because like I said, oh yeah, Jarvis Butts is a whole monster. He's a monster for doing what he done. But he's not the only monster. He's not the only monster. Jarvis Butts would have not had an opportunity to touch nobody's child. Nobody's child. Had Annette not given him permission. And I want y'all to believe that. To all the family members in the bushes, I want y'all to believe that. Oh, y'all want Jarvis locked up. Y'all want Jarvis to go to jail. Y'all want Jarvis to never come out. But if you want Jarvis to go to jail and to never come out, you better want the same goddamn thing for Annette, because Annette is the one that allowed Jarvis to do what he done. By allowing Jarvis to first be involved intimately with her underage children. If that wasn't enough, Annette was involved with Jarvis in the same manner. And if we're going to be honest, and if we're going to keep it a buck, tell the truth and shame the devil. Before Shannon moved in with Annette, and Shannon only moved in with Annette maybe a year, a couple of months before NaZiyah's disappearance. Shannon was living in Clinton Township, her and her children and Jarvis. NaZiyah was also in Clinton Township. And again, like I said, if Jarvis had a charge of touching a 4-year-old and giving her chlamydia, and NaZiyah has been in Annette and Shannon's care, since the age of 2, and NaZiyah has been living in Clinton Township with Shannon all this time. Don't ever believe that Jarvis only started touching NaZiyah 2 years prior. She's been touched. She's been touched. This ain't new. And because it ain't new, I understand that little girls develop fast. I know this. I know this. But for some reason, these people, these family members, they didn't care nothing about NaZiyah. And Shannon didn't care about her own child. Because if Shannon cared anything about her own daughter, she would have not allowed Jarvis to touch her either. None of this sits well with me. None of it. Annette, you failed as a mother. You failed as a grandmother. And in all honesty, Annette, you failed as a human being. This should have not gone this route. This should have not been the final result. And yet we're here today and nobody knows where NaZiyah is. But I bet you Annette knows where NaZiyah is. Shannon knows where NaZiyah is. And for as sick as it may sound, and I want y'all to hear me well, as sick as it may sound, Jarvis cared about NaZiyah in a twisted, perverted kind of way. And if it's to save his life and not allow him to take that M charge, Jarvis is going to sing like a bird. He's going to tell. He's going to tell him exactly where NaZiyah is. He's going to tell him exactly the hands that she passed through. And everybody's going to be exposed. I don't care what they say and what they don't say. See, NaZiyah. Wait, let me get to these comments. I'm going to get to these comments and then I'm going to say what I have to say. But the more we say her name and the more things come to surface, it's like everybody getting antsy. Everybody's getting antsy. No fuss given said Annette could have stopped everything when it happened to Lady. Indeed. Indeed. She chose not to. She thought she was a madam. She thought she was a madam. She thought she was a pimp. Dumb hoe. They all knew. Jessica says, nah, it was sad. It was a grandmother and her mama, two issues. Oh, they had issues, Jessica. Denise said they all knew. And they all lying is why this is so confusing. The truth will set us all free. Denise said the truth will come out. The truth will come out. Miss Sean B says Jarvis was beating on Vari. Where were the men then? See something, say nothing, do nothing. That's the type of family we're dealing with, boo. See something, do nothing. Everything went under the rug. If you guys don't mind, could you please hit that like button for your girl? Exactly, my almighty stream, bunch of baby monsters. Red says the two I know of are twins. There you go, that bullshit. They're the same age and couldn't find a door. We the same age. That's my twin. Darn it. Mika said we don't care what happened to Annette. I don't feel sorry for her. It's not okay for hurt people to hurt people. Annette is old enough to know right from wrong. Mika, that's it. That's it. I don't feel sorry for Annette, not one damn bit. Because she could have fixed this. She could have fixed this long time ago. Annette is the problem. When you start locking people up, get the paddy wagon ready. Because then Annette is the head one in the wagon. Then you drop Shannon and Marquita big ass in that wagon. Don't forget to put Uncle Daddy in the wagon. Don't forget to pick up Frank. On your way of picking them up, don't forget to stop by the CPS office and pick up whatever case workers Annette had all them damn years. And when y'all leave the CPS worker with y'all paddy wagon, Stop to the travel in and pick lady ass up because she know too. All of them needs to be picked up. Kenyatta Marie said the 3 that stayed with that bullshit, of course. Hey, Shanier, welcome, my love. Damn. Sabrina said the 3 ugly ducklings is the only one that stayed. Tony says she let this horrible curse enter into her life by not speaking up when her daughter was essayed. Exactly. She wasn't going to speak up because she fed them. She fed her daughter to this grown ass man. Denise says Vari couldn't do it all alone. Sadly, he was a child. Also, where the real men in that family? There was none. And we got to understand that there were no real men in that family, because if there was a real man, somewhere in that family, there's no way a real man would have allowed a net to keep having evangelists, Big Perm, hanging around, knowing that Big Perm had molested Florentino at a young age. No way. So there were no real men in that family. None. Sean B said she kept a tight ship, but don't get in her kid shit. Ain't that some shit? She kept a tight ship. That was a joke. That's a joke. Ms. Bill says you triggered something in me, Mocha, when you said it wasn't to keep a man, and that's facts. Hi, Renee. Welcome to the chat, my love. Renee said Annette's children that stayed, the twins and Florentino, are all completely off as black bats. Damn. Damn. Patricia says, and I will never know why the state entrusted her with children in the first place. Patricia, that's where I have a problem. If Annette had so many children that ran away, her own biological children, foster children. Now you got foster children running away, but yet you still receiving benefits from the state. So CPS wasn't doing no welfare checks. CPS wasn't coming in once a month doing what they were supposed to do. You mean to tell me they had such a good relationship with Annette, they could have just called on the phone and she could have gave them a report? They're all in this together. They're all in this shit together. Hey, Kawana, welcome to the chat, boo. Kenyatta said, turn poor lady to drugs and women. And she don't give a damn. That's the part. She did this to her child, hurt her own child, and still laying her ragged ass up there not giving a damn. I don't get it. But bitch, your day coming. I know it's coming. Denise says exactly. That's another factor. The fact she was allowed to foster and adopt children make sense. We can't. And all, hey, Melinda, welcome, my love. And all we want to know, where's NaZiyah? Where's NaZiyah? Y'all know, but where's NaZiyah? Belinda says those babies would have had a better chance with foster families. NaZiyah was a great student. Belinda, they could have knocked on my door all the way in Louisiana. I'd have took her. I'd have drove to Detroit and picked her up my damn self. You hear me? You don't mistreat God's children, no matter what. No matter what. And especially for your own personal nasty gains. And we have to be honest with it all. We have to be honest with it all. Right? We know the abuse that lady went through, the abuse NaZiyah went through. That was Annette's sick, twisted mind, and it was all for personal gain. How do you exploit? How do you exploit young children like that? Lady was 13. Look at NaZiyah, 12. Annette is sick. Annette is gonna rot. Hey, Rosie, welcome, boo. Y'all think that church kicked Annette out? They didn't just kick Annette out of that church to be kicking her out. Annette had her children in that messed up ass religion, the pedo church. The church knew what was going on. The church was grooming. They were grooming and doing all this other stuff to children that shouldn't be done to children, and using the church as a cover-up to do it. Nobody told me this. I saw it my damn self on what's his name? Bishop page. Then you go to Bishop's wife's page. She got a page full of help find the missing children of Detroit. We're on a campaign to find all the missing children. Well, bitch. Annette, Shannon, NaZiyah, and all those children belong to that church. NaZiyah comes up missing, and y'all ain't got no flyer up. But it's beginning to make sense because the type of church that y'all are running, let me tell you why it's making sense now. It's all a cover up. The type of church that's being ran over there. See, that wife's page is a joke. That flyer is not for missing children. The flyers that she's posting. The flyers are children that they have in possession to be auctioned. Look it up. Look it up. All we want to know is where is NaZiyah? But that church kicked Annette out when NaZiyah came up missing. That church did not want the heat that was coming behind Annette with the investigation of looking for NaZiyah. They didn't want it. So before the church takes the heat, they kicked Annette ass clean out. And they're okay with that. But yet, Shannon could be up calling a pastor uncle, calling him daddy. And Big Perm comes out here and say, Annette was sleeping with the pastor. So how you sleep with the pastor, Annette, and he kicked you out of church? How do you lay your ass up with the pastor, Annette, and he kicks you out of church while your granddaughter missing? You should feel like shit. He don't want the heat. Tony says people always cover up for people with these problems. And it gets out of control and they feel like it's a normal behavior. And Tony, that's the messed up part. It's the messed up part. They done normalize this shit. They done live this way for so long. It's normal. It's normal. Detroit D says everyone she stayed with knew. That's why they never put no pressure behind NaZiyah. Ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? God got something in store for Miss Annette. You didn't want to get no help, but you go get it in the worst type of way. Exactly, podcast. Everyone knew what was going on with NaZiyah. Everyone. Belinda said Annette knew with her free advice. Renee says, I believe she's alive too. Keep believing, Renee, because I do too. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Alicia, welcome, boo. I believe she's alive. Miss O says the more we know, the worse it gets. That whole family is putrid. Miss O, I'm with you when you're right, sis. I'm with you when you're right. The more we know, the worse it gets. Hey, Drea, welcome, boo. Mika says, I hate that they're trying to change the subject about the generational incest. We really don't give a damn. All we want to know is, where's NaZiyah? Miss Sean B says, them half-ass men that did nothing ain't shit, and they not. And they're not. Belinda said all of them, how disturbing. They knew. They knew. Denise says the fact that everyone turned a blind eye, well, almost everyone, and no one tried to save NaZiyah and protect her is why I can't get this out of my mind and my heart. Let me tell you. NaZiyah's name will forever be a household name because NaZiyah was failed in the worst type of way. Patricia said she was offered up by the family that she thought loved her. Patricia, that part. Her family did it to her. Her family did it to her. But we're wrong for talking about it. No, I will always talk about it. Until they could tell me different, show me different, and I could see different, I will forever talk about it. Because you see, I wasn't raised see something, do nothing. I wasn't raised what goes on in his house stays in his house. I wasn't raised having my uncle, my daddy, my brothers touch on me. I wasn't raised to harbor secrets. I was always a mouthy child. And this is enough for me to be mouthy on. So when you sit there and you start feeling the love, my heart hurts right now. Every time I speak of NaZiyah, NaZiyah could have been for me. Just like NaZiyah could have been any one of y'all in here's child. You would have wanted somebody to stand up and seek justice for. The more help you get, the better the process goes along. But don't sit there and tell a person what to say nor how to feel. We've all developed a relationship. We've all developed some sort of feelings for NaZiyah. And as a content creator, feelings like this, you just don't turn away from when you're invested. NaZiyah has become a household name in my home. Oh, what you doing? You on that case again? Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. It's crazy. but they don't care. Patty Cake says, Mocha girl went to jail and she said that she was alive. They just got her somewhere. Oh, Lord. Oh, you're talking about that other case I was talking about. Jojo Poppin said, I believe she's alive too. I believe it. I do believe it. Hey, Kimberly, welcome, boo. Donna said, women today got to do better. Seriously, Donna, facts. Facts. Belinda said she got no rest because they were so hateful to her. Imagine that. I could not imagine the pain that NaZiyah has experienced at the hand of these people. I can't. And the fact that we're talking about it today, and all the years that NaZiyah was in these people's care prior to her suddenly disappearing. Could y'all imagine the abuse that NaZiyah faced at the hands of these people? Was NaZiyah punished? Was NaZiyah being punished when they had the birthday party for poor Porker? Everybody's around the table, even the damn deep freezer's at the table. NaZiyah wasn't there. So why is it that NaZiyah always got singled out? She was being abused long time. And just like we were able to see it from the outside looking in, just as we were able to see it from pictures that the family has posted, family can't tell me they didn't see that shit too. I look at pictures where Shannon has taken the children, her and Marquita. They got the children looking like they're at the Y or looking wherever they are. They're swimming. NaZiyah looked like she could have been no more than 6 or 7. Shannon's children are all in bathing suits, swim shorts. Marquita's children are dressed for the pool. Even Shannon's big ass is in a bathing suit. NaZiyah, poor baby, standing up there with a pair of little boy shorts on and a little boy t-shirt on, wringing water off of her. But yet, nobody else saw that. Nobody else saw that. Shit. I'm not buying, I refuse to buy all of that shit. NYC girl says they too quiet. Nobody's cracking. That tells a lot. And Kim Worthless was too quick to dismiss. Stop looking. NYC girl, let me tell you something on that. When Kim Worthless told him to stop looking, I would have had a few choice words for Kim Worthless. Because Jesus Christ himself, even if he would have came down, and I love the Lord with all my heart, Moca would have been like, oh no, Jesus, my child is out there. Oh no, Jesus, I can't stop looking. Now, Jesus, either you come with me, look, or give me strength, because I ain't stopping. So you think Kim Worthless would have told me to stop looking for mine? These people got to be crazy. Red says, child, when I saw Frank on the news, I knew everything y'all have uncovered is real. I just shook my head. Man, Frank plays a large part in this. A large part. Detroit DD says no family has cried. Not even the ones that did try to help. That speaks volumes. Maybe they know she's alive as well. They know. I believe they know. They know. Cindy says my spirit tells me she's alive and well hidden. Cindy, I've been feeling that from day one. From day one. Hey, Lisa, welcome, baby. Norfolk's Given says whoever made that call had kids in the background. She told them to be quiet. Norfolk's Given. Again, like I said, I bet you that call was Shannon. I'm sure it was. Jojo Poppins says his mom or baby mama got her somewhere close. Evangeline said, right? She said close. She said close. That's what the evangelist said. The evangelist said NaZiyah is still here. The evangelist said she's so close you can put your hands on her. Evangelist also said they're looking in all the wrong places. That's what he said. And just like he said the $7,000, he mentioned the $7,000 and lady. Those two done tied together. Now he's saying NaZiyah is real close. And the people is looking in all the wrong places. I'm beginning to believe that too. Ray of fucking Sunshine says, I see that the location that got set on fire had cameras. Do all his location have those cameras? That's a good question. That's a good question. So if all his location have cameras, why they couldn't see what transpired at that shop? Because he owned it. No, how the hell could Jarvis and King afford to run a shop? Two felons just released from prison. Where they get money from to open a whole shop? Y'all know Frank was funding that shop. So if you had cameras there that caught the fake fire, where was the cameras? At the shop where Jarvis and King worked. So did the cameras mysteriously, see, that's where the 30 days come in, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention. From the time Annette reported that baby missing up until the time the real police got the case, they had a window of 30 days to put all the little brains together and get rid of everything they thought could have been evidence. Just like no camera footage came from the shop where Jarvis worked. The Rat Motel across the street where Lady stayed, where NaZiyah was the night before or the day before with her mama. Where Jarvis supposedly went in a hotel room with NaZiyah and never came out. There was no camera. There was no camera. So the 30-day window gave Frank time to remove his cameras from the shop. And I'm pretty sure the traveling in, I know it's ran by Arabs. So he's either it's Frank's brother, cousin, uncle, granddaddy, somebody. Those Arabs moved the cameras from the motel. They didn't get no footage from that motel. The only information we plan on from that motel is what Joe Camel came out here and said. NYC girl said NaZiyah called her house a hellhole. Jojo Poppins said King lied too. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. King told all kind of lies. I'm finished with King. I'm going to dissect him another day. King first lie was when he set his ugly ass on that stand and said he did not see Jarvis in the courtroom. I was done. Something Sweet says Annette looked like she would sit back and have a drink and look the other way for a couple of dollars. Something Sweet, that's what she did. That's what she did. Exactly what she did. Jojo Poppins said, and Tijuana lied too. Jojo popping. Jojo popping. She lied too. She lied too. I'm with you when you're right now. Hey, nature lover, welcome, boo. Jojo popping is on all of them. Jojo popping said they all lied. The moral woman lied too, of course. Of course. Of course. Hey, Jennifer, welcome, boo. Anita, welcome. Anita said Jarvis seen NaZiyah last. And so was Shannon. So she should be locked up with Jarvis. Annette, too. Anita, the word is Jarvis seen NaZiyah last. That's what they want us to believe, Anita. Anita, these people really want us to believe that Jarvis was the last person seen with NaZiyah. I'm not going. Like Miss Parker says, nope, I'm not going. Jarvis was not the last person with NaZiyah. That's what they want us to believe. That's the story that they put out there. Remember, I told y'all they had 30 days to put a story together. And that's what they concocted in 30 days. So Jarvis was not the last person with NaZiyah. I'll never believe that. Marlene said, yep, and that fire is very questionable. That child, Frank is a mess. Hi, Cindy. Oh, yeah, that lady sure did have a 50K bond. Denise said the fact that they stopped all of us to go and look for her, because I was ready to go with Toot and the tribe. And that's the sad part, Denise. But Denise, you know what bothered me though? They stopped everybody from looking for NaZiyah, right? Make it make sense. Detroit ain't shit. They stopped everybody from going to look for NaZiyah. But in the process of searching for NaZiyah, y'all running up on bodies of children that had been missing forever. Adults that's been missing forever. What is Detroit doing? Do they really care? It's crazy. Hey, Deez Allen, welcome, boo. No Fucks Given says he looked a little on the sweet side, so he definitely could have been with Kenneth. No Fucks Given. Not just on the sweet side. Not just on the sweet side. But it's been rumored him, King, Jarvis had these type of parties. So it would not be far-fetched that he's been with evangelists. Shit. Exactly, Michonne, be with that fire. Who sets the fire on the ground? But the fire was set on the ground on aluminum, concrete and aluminum. Make that shit make sense. He did it his damn self. Podcast says these are the people who knew. Podcast got a whole list. Kenneth? Oh yeah, Kenneth 1 and Kenneth 2. Thing 1 and thing 2. Annette? The Mucinex twins, Lady, Marquita's boyfriend, Marquita's ex-boyfriend, and the neighbor. Podcast. They all knew. They all, and you're right, podcast. Karen says Lady doesn't receive brownie points, but she's a victim long term. Of course she's a victim. Karen, I don't dismiss nothing what you're saying, sweetheart. Of course, Lady's a victim, right? Lady's another one. When Lady left Annette's home, Lady was not on crack. When Lady gave birth to Bari, Lady was not on crack. When Lady gave birth to NaZiyah, she was not on crack. Being a victim is one thing. Being responsible is a whole nother monster. You had children. You mothered those children. Let me tell you when Lady fell by the wayside. I'm going to tell you when I think Lady fell by the wayside from the stories that I'm hearing. Lady fell by the wayside when she met 5%. 5% is the man who claimed to be NaZiyah's daddy. Lady life went into shambles when she met 5%. 5% also has a record. 5% falls into the same category with Jarvis, Frank, Eric Gamble, Kenneth Greer. They all are pedos. 5% was a drug user. 5% thought he was saying something when he came out here because Chantel dabbled in drugs. Well, nigga, you did too. Because nobody heard nothing about her being on drugs till she met you. 5% was also a member of the church. So, Lady, although she was a victim, instead of fixing her situation after she gave birth to those 2 children, she put herself in a worse position getting involved with 5%. Because 5% turned her on to drugs. And once she got a taste, she couldn't turn back. Donna says they need to be outside yelling and screaming in Detroit. Girl, still yelling and screaming. Denise says the fires of shops and houses tells me they're hiding evidence or bodies. Exactly. Marianne says, hey, Marianne. Marianne said Frank is a sleazebag with a greasy ponytail. And he is. That part, Victoria, is too many higher ups being protected. Too many. Too many. Belinda says, Annette says, I don't get in my kids' business. Knowing Jarvis was there. Belinda, the fact she said, I don't get in my kids' business. When Annette said, I don't get in my kids' business, that was one thing. Lying heifer. But if you don't get in your kids' business, why would you lock the door, Annette? Go in the room with Jarvis like you're painting, boo. Why would you do it? When you know Marquita laid with Jarvis. You know Shannon done laid with Jarvis. You know Jarvis done laid with NaZiyah. And as a mama and a grandmama, you go in a room and close the door in the name of y'all painting, and you got Jarvis having you, but yet you don't get in your children's business. Make it make sense, Annette. Make it make sense, Annette. Detroit DD says Marquita Barfin said in a recent interview that NaZiyah was walking towards Annette's new house on the ring cam. I don't know how many homes Annette got. Shit. Annette owned some homes on one block. And we're saying Annette did not own all those houses. Annette was a squatter. Annette was getting in these old raggedy houses. She had Lady doing carpenter work in them. She had 5% doing carpenter work. She had Jarvis doing carpenter work. And only God knows who. Come on, lady. Exactly, Lisa. That's where I am. How in the hell no one seen her leave that hotel? Because she never went in. She never went in. Drea says they're looking for her in Detroit, but she probably ain't even there. They need to look in Cleveland, Columbus, or Cincinnati. I'm just saying. Them hoes just need to say where she's at because they know. And all we want to know is where's NaZiyah? Donna said you can best believe they ain't sleeping because the evil don't get no rest, and that's the truth. Hey, Danielle, welcome. Karen says, I also noticed your guest got touchy when you got too close to Annette, Vari, Sierra. Even pointed you away from Kenneth. But if not him, who you protected? Well, Karen, they told me that they didn't want to tell another adult story. That's what they said. But somebody is being protected. I don't give a damn. How you look at it, somebody is being protected. No matter how you look at it. You listen to Kenneth, Big Perm. Big Perm ain't telling all the truth, but Big Perm telling some truth. You just got to listen. Red fucking Sunshine says, working for Frank. Jarvis was taught how to dump something and where to dump it. It's possible. It's possible. But I don't believe, Ray, I don't believe Jarvis dumped NaZiyah. I don't believe that. Detroit DD and Danielle asked why was only NaZiyah shown on that ring cam. Exactly. Why was she the only kid that had to get on the bus that day? See the lies that they tell. The lies that they tell. These stories are coming out all kind of ways. Now, what role does the school play in this? Because clearly somebody at that school is lying as well. The school ain't being truthful. The school is not keeping proper roll of those children there. It ain't showing. It at one report came out, NaZiyah, they didn't have no, they marked NaZiyah present the day she was supposed to be missing. How you mark her present the same day she was reported missing and she wasn't to school? So there's a whole lot of lies going on. Miss Sean B said Karen Wright and Sierra's claims were not denied. It was talked in circles. Facts. That's right. They know exactly where NaZiyah is. They know where she is. Debbie says they planned that day. They planned the day, the hour, and the minute to report she ran away. Didn't think it was going to get this much publicity, and that's factual. But they planned all wrong. All wrong they planned. Hey, GG, welcome, boo. Welcome, sis. Shanier, thank you for becoming a Nola Bell. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Michonne B says Jarnell admitted that they've known for 12 years. That's all of NaZiyah's life and more. And that's the truth. That's all of her life. But we have to also understand this. She admitted that they knew for 12 years, right? Although Jarnell have known for those many years about what was going on, she reported. Can't take that away from them. They reported. They did what they had to do on that part. Right? They also trusted Shannon to report. She waiting on reports from Shannon to say what she did. Shannon lied. Shannon never reported Jarvis. Shannon came back. Well, it's society. Why can't society give him a chance? But then when CPS did go in there, CPS reports came back, there was no findings of abuse. There was no findings of inappropriate touchings. So after they knew what they knew and they reported what they reported, we can't blame them at this point. Because they can't override CPS. And you fault CPS for that. Because CPS went in there and questioned those children. And CPS probably could have gotten Jarvis out of the picture a long time ago. But CPS knew it was dead ass wrong to question those children in front of Annette and Shannon. Those children were brainwashed. They grew up brainwashed. Those children knew to lie. Those children knew to cover up the nastiness, the filth, and the ungodly things that took place in Annette's house. So when the children were questioned, the children responded with what they were told to say. So on that part, I don't hold Jarnell and Kawana responsible for that. I can't. Because they did what they had to do. Belinda said, Donna, those kids are still there. They're going to have to pay for that too. Belinda, the fact that those children are still there, I feel bad for those children that are still there. those children is going to have to live with these scars for the rest of their life. They really will. Exactly, Karen. Shannon gave Jarvis his own daughter. Never put her daughter in no type of counseling, no therapy, no nothing. Instead, she kept sending her daughter to the shop. Go play clean up with your daddy. You and NaZiyah. Go pick up them wrenches and put them screws where they're supposed to go. And you know, go give them an all pan. The fuck girls doing cleaning up a shop, Shanna? They had boys in that house. But y'all didn't find it odd that it wasn't okay for the boys to go and clean up the shop. So y'all knew. Y'all knew. Tony says, did y'all know that wannabe bishop is trying to buy the farmer property that lives behind that girl, Tony, and got her in court with it. He wants to buy up the property of that farmer that lives behind the church. Now, that's suspicious. And the house that's next to the church belongs to a peddler. Tony, the fact, Tony, listen to this. Not only does the house next to that church belongs to a peddler, right? You should see the number of peddlers that live within a 5-mile radius of that church. We pulled all that up. All that up. Constance say we got rabbit holes and snake holes, girl. Oh, you right, Cindy? NaZiyah love fashion. Making her own clothes. But Linda said that crunchy preacher is making traumatizing memories. He gotta go. She called him a crunchy preacher. I believe NaZiyah was going to get away from those monsters to never ever return. To never ever return. And I'm pretty sure she prayed to the good Lord every night to just let her make it through. Let her make it to get out of there because she knew she was an outsider. They treated her as such. She didn't look like them. She didn't behave like them. She just existed. Tony said, what's it about the age 13 in Detroit? That in itself is questionable. A lot of shit is questionable, Tony. A lot of stuff is questionable. Look at how the Arabs in their country, they just changed the marriage age for little girls. How do you find it acceptable to approve an 8-year-old to get married? An 8-year-old don't even know how to tie her shoe. 8-year-old barely know how to pee correctly. But yet, in their country, the Arabs is making it legal for an 8-year-old to be married. So if an 8-year-old could be married, they're going to be missing way before the age of 13 in Detroit. Red says, sad but true. I'm scared to find out how Lil London passed. What did they do to her? I don't know. I don't know. Kenyatta says, I don't understand. How can they go out in public and look at people in their face, knowing the cover up they played a part in NaZiyah is just sad to me. These people have no feelings. These people have no heart. They don't. And it shows. Karen says, turning your head, keeping silent is on the same level of the monster. Because it couldn't happen without the person who pretended they didn't see it. Exactly, Karen. Debbie says the root of the problem is evil. Main reason it doesn't make sense to sensible people. Say that. Say that. Miss Sean B say nope. Nope. They're too worried about their bosses. Because you know only the right complexion can expose their family members. Huh. Hey, Kenya, welcome, boo. All the children there are traumatized. And it's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. But yet they're still fighting tooth and nail to protect the family's name. You're not protecting the family's name. Let's get that clear, first and foremost. It's not a family's name you're protecting. What you're protecting is the family monsters. Because as long as they stay hidden, it'll be more children. Even if it's the neighbor's children, it will be more children. And because it's not personally your child, why keep protecting them? Why keep protecting them? Tell the truth now and allow something to be done with them according to the law, or keep protecting them and allow somebody in the street to handle them their own way. And instead of putting money on their commissary books, you'll be digging up dirt and throwing roses or daisies. Make it make sense. Because in the real world, at least in the world that I live in, this could not be going on around me, neither my family. Something would have happened to somebody a long time ago. Want to talk about coming up missing? Somebody would have came up missing. Patty Cake said, Mocha, I don't think she was the only one either. I'm with you on that. Patty Cake, that's how I feel, boo. That's how I feel. I don't believe she was the only one. And to sit there in the name of protecting the family's name, gotta be a disgrace. Because I wouldn't even want nobody to know I know that family at all. Debbie said, I asked them the question, how many other children ran away never to be seen again? That question ain't got no answers, right? Mika saying, why was Janiyah out the house with him at 2 a.m.? Very inappropriate. Mika, I've mentioned that over and over and over again. Over and over again. Janiyah is out 2 o'clock in the morning with Jarvis. NaZiyah texting Jarvis while he's out with Janiyah. Shannon playing on the phone at the same time. NaZiyah's telling Jarvis, when you bring Janiyah home, go park around the corner. I'm going to open the door for you. Then she tells Jarvis, go give Shannon something to shut her up. And once you're done with her, come back to me. What kind of good Lord? Uh-uh. But yet, nobody knew. Nobody knew. This family is trash. So if they're willing to sacrifice a baby because they're sick and they're demented, their minds are twisted and warped, imagine what they would do to your child, my child, or any other child that would be in their company. Imagine. Hey, Time Flight says, welcome. Sunshine Shan says, lady and that whole family know exactly what happened to that baby. Then, no, just say they know where she is. They know where she is. Hey, Charlotte, welcome, boo. Sabrina says NaZiyah is a smart young lady, and she has sat back and watched the worst. I hope she takes that knowledge and survive the horror that she may be going through. I pray to God she is. I pray to God she is. Patricia says other missing children have been found. In my opinion, she's unfortunately within that pedal ring. Exactly, Patricia. No trace of her, no nothing. She's within the ring. That's exactly where she is. Renee Johnson says, I'm concerned. If all the other kids they took from that house are really okay, does anyone know? Because we can't trust the cover up. Renee, to our understanding, according to the latest information we received, the children are all still there. They're still there. So I don't know, girl. They're still there. Hey, Jelita, welcome. Tony says, why was NaZiyah and her cousin allowed to go to that hotel? And whose name was it registered in? They should have been at home and not at a hotel room. Tony, a lot of things that's happening with these people are truly, truly questionable. Truly questionable. And if they were at that motel, all we could say in regards to that, NaZiyah's mom is at that same motel. So in my opinion, NaZiyah's mom, she's playing a major part in a lot of this shit, but yet being quiet. Patty Cake said she knew what was in the house. She knew. Karen says, I wonder did Janelle's father touch her? Oh, I don't know about that. Because that's Annette's father, but they have the same dad, but they have different mothers. But with Annette and Janelle's age different, she might have not went through as much. Karen, that part, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Passion B. Welcome, boo. Exactly, Marianne. Lady chose drugs versus getting therapy. Drugs versus getting therapy. Then he says, Mocha, turning a blind eye, knowing there is abuse. They're all guilty and should be held liable. Exactly. Exactly. Queen Spirit says, I don't feel shit for NaZiyah's mother. Crackhead or not, she's not putting forth an effort. That's it right there. That's it right there, Queen Spirit. Lady ain't even trying. I would have been the only one you saw. I don't give a damn if the world hadn't seen nobody else. Y'all would have saw me out there speaking on mine. Y'all really would have. Nisha said should have gotten her shit together. She has a good trade. She don't want them. That's the problem, Nisha. She didn't want her children. She didn't want them. Gigi says yes, Mocha. Lady was not in Ohio. NaZiyah was definitely with her mom the day before. That's right. They said it. They said it. Real fucking Sunshine said if you knew and didn't say anything, you guilty too. Facts. Facts. You're part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Rock said Queen Spirit, she should be out there day and night looking. Crack or not. That's exactly right. Cecilia said, hi, Mocha and Chad. Hope all is well. Mocha, bless you for keeping this alive. We have to protect God's children first and foremost. Cecilia, amen to that. Amen to that, Cecilia. Shanier says, thank you for that super chat. Shanier says, all involved will have their day in hell. Exactly. Exactly. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Victoria says, even now, after the damage is done, she still doesn't choose NaZiyah. Ain't that some shit? What are you waiting for, lady? What are you waiting for? Your child, and you still can't come forth. I don't believe she's getting it together. Not when you done refuse rehab. They done offered you rehab. You refused it. So you ain't getting it together. You still out there doing you. Doing you. Karen said Sierra lied on Mark D's panel. She couldn't keep a straight face. She was laughing at Roxy's request. They have a lot of games. Karen, I don't think she lied. She didn't lie. She was afraid. And let me tell you, Sierra had a story to tell. She had a story to tell. And Sierra couldn't tell the story that she wanted to tell because, number one, I said that at the beginning. That was her story. She wasn't ready to tell it. Joe Camel forced her to tell that story. But when Joe Camel forced Sierra to tell the story, Joe Camel also told Sierra to leave bits and pieces of the damn story. That's why Sierra's story couldn't remain straight nor understandable, because Sierra had to put it bits and pieces together in order to eliminate Joe Camel from the story. This is crazy. Sabrina wants to know, why was she with Lady? I don't know. I don't know. So that goes back to one of the lies that Annette told. sitting on that stand for the preliminary. My daughter, Kenyatta. Yeah, that's my oldest daughter. I don't have a relationship with her. I don't see her. We don't get along. But NaZiyah is with her mama the day before. This lady did a whole lot of lying on that stand. Patricia says, lady, please check yourself in the rehab and beat your addiction. I pray to God she do. I pray to God she gets the help that she needs, because this is sad. This is sad. Exactly, no fucks given. I call bullshit on the 7K too. Maybe that's what was given for information, but not for rent. Damn sure not for rent. You see them curtains hanging on that window? You seen that t-shirt he was wearing? You see that hair that he done sit up there and tried to dye with peroxide? Do he look like he's 7K worthy? I don't even believe they gave him 7K. They gave him something though. Remember, when he tells a story, his stories, baby, they be all over the place. But sometimes there's a little something to his story. Nisha said she's somewhere right now with that glass pipe in her mouth. I pray to God she get it together. Detroit DD said Lady could be the voice in this case right now. I'm sure she knows what happened and she's still failing NaZiyah. And that's sad. All this going on and that baby is still being failed. Denise says her silence and her silence then and her silence now speaks volumes. Annette, you don't own the title, Grandma. Sorry, not sorry. Annette is not even a mama. Exactly, Debbie. How odd is that? Annette allowed the daughter she don't deal with to take her just like that. Odd. Nisha says, Lord, I hope she didn't sell that baby. Nisha. All this is becoming questionable. But yet, exactly, Just V. He talking about they paid him $7,000 for rent. But yet you saying you've been on Section 8 for years. Big Perm needs to sit down. Sit down, Big Perm. Ms. Beal says, but even if she was in Detroit, how did she steal from Ohio? She used to live in Ohio, Ms. Beal. Kenya says, I wonder if Lady will step up in court. What do you guys think? Kenya, I pray to God she do. Kenya, not only do I pray to God Lady steps up in court, I pray to God NaZiyah shows up in court. I do. Karen says, Mocha, you notice they talk about everyone but Annette being the root. They all protect her. They blame everyone except for who received that check. Kenyatta said he talked for that money with his loose lips. Rock, that is a coincidence, girl. And something is due. You're right. Something ain't adding up. Y'all crazy. Marlene said Big Perm don't look like he ever touched no real money, neither no soap. Oh, Lord. But the math ain't mathing. Red fucking Sunshine said, Evangelist ain't got shit to show for $7,000. Them curtains barely hanging on the window and the same dingy white t-shirt 2 days in a row. He looked like he been chewing on the neck of that shirt. Renee said, I pray that Big Perm comes out and tell us everything. Big Perm need to go find Jesus and stop playing. Big Perm is on the spectrum. Big Perm was on the live. See, the people that we playing with, I'm telling you, something wrong with all these people we playing with. Big Perm, why would you go on live on somebody else's panel, Big Perm? Giving an interview, Big Perm, and you got your hand. Took one hand, you took it and you was digging in your nose. Then the same hand you took it and you turned up a bottle of something to your lips and your mouth was all wrapped around the lip of that bottle. Ugh, disgusted. Then you took another hand, Big Perm, and you stuck it in the back of your pants and you was digging in your ass. Hey, talk with Prince. Welcome, my love. That's crazy. Constance says, couldn't lady see that our baby was pregnant? She knew. They all knew. Because look at why would Kim Worthless say NaZiyah was concealing a pregnancy? Kim Worthless, how do you know she was concealing it? Why would you use such a choice of word? She was concealing a pregnancy. How did you know she was concealing it, Kim Worthy? The fuck? Jessica said them hoes think somebody's slow. And that's what's keeping the village pissed. Hello, Jessica. Where's NaZiyah? Exactly. Cecilia said we have to protect the children everywhere. They are God's children. He ain't having it. Denise, there are a lot of crackheads that still raise their children. Detroit DD, that part. They gave him $7K to give up a Nest address because how they know where she stayed? Exactly. Because lady wasn't in Detroit. Lady was in Ohio. Exactly. No folks given say they probably caught lady and took NaZiyah. Or she gave them to her. Girl. It's a lot. It's a lot. You understand, Patricia? Maybe, but I ain't going. Exactly. Marlene said that may have not been NaZiyah's first pregnancy. Nope. Donna says that guy that did that to that little boy is getting his ass whipped in Rikers Island. They had to put him on suicide watch. And these people walking around, they ain't going to be walking around much longer, Donna. They will not. They will not. Podcast said I heard she went missing on 3 different days. The 3rd, then the 9th, then the 11th. Telling you. NaZiyah went missing long before the 9th. Long before the 9th. And I put everything on that. Everything I put on it. She went missing long before the 9th. Karen says, I believe what they're not saying, because if anything comes out of their mouth, they're sending us downtown when we too close to a net who is uptown. Is not what they're saying, it's what they're not saying. What they're not saying says a lot. Because what they're not saying eventually comes to us without them even saying. Hey, T-Lady, welcome. T-Lady said, what about the school saying she was in attendance? They lied. They lied. How the hell could you mark her present? And that's the same damn day that that Annette went there and said she was missing. Everybody's lying. Real fucking Sunshine said his life just like them curtains, barely hanging in there. Oh, Lord. Noelle says, so that would mean she possibly wasn't at school that day on the 9th. Exactly. Because the school even marked her present on the 10th. Is that correct? You're very correct. That's my point. That's my point. She was marked present at school on the 9th and on the 10th. And she wasn't even there. And that's why I say that baby been missing long before that time. Long before the time that they reported her, she's been missing. Everybody is responsible for this. Exactly, Marlene. I think the school played a part in this too. Because why would she go and report NaZiyah missing to the damn resource officer at the school? That ain't no police officer. Marianne, I'm with you. Marianne said, I'm so tired of everybody in their lives. That's why Jarvis was shaking his head. He know he didn't unalive her. Jarvis knows. Jarvis knows. Exactly, no fucks given. Did the school mark the present 2 on the 10th? And they knew she wasn't there. They knew. Make this make sense. Make it make sense. Patricia said Mucinex put hands on that baby girl. And shit went left from there. Patricia. Now that you said that. Patricia, you bring me back to share with y'all my theory. And I will keep sharing my theory as to why I believe NaZiyah is still here. I'm going to share my theory with as to why I believe NaZiyah is still here. Patricia says Mucinex put hands on that baby girl. And the shit went left from there. All right. NaZiyah went to school that day. Annette, first of all, lied. I bring them to school and I pick them up every day. The other children didn't go to school that day. That's why I know all this shit was set up. NaZiyah on the bus by her little lonesome. Looked like they had no other children on the bus but NaZiyah. That was odd too. NaZiyah got off of that bus. Now, the other family may be buying the stories that Annette and Shannon and all of them are telling them, but you got to have common sense. NaZiyah got off of that school bus. NaZiyah went home. Ain't no such thing as NaZiyah got off of that school bus and went walking toward AutoZone or whatever damn street to meet Jarvis. Hola. NaZiyah got off of that school bus. NaZiyah went home. NaZiyah dropped her book bag off. NaZiyah changed her clothes. Shannon called Jarvis and told Jarvis Tudor was home. Jarvis and Frank, well, Frank lied on that stand. They never went to no AutoZone. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe they went to AutoZone. Because at some point, all of this got to make sense. Frank lied, said they went to AutoZone to pick up a part for a Jaguar that he was working on. Anybody in their right mind that owns a Jaguar or any foreign car knows that you cannot just go in AutoZone and pick up such a piece. That was the first lie. So they didn't go to AutoZone. Shannon called. Shannon called Jarvis and told Jarvis Tudor was home. Jarvis and Jarvis and what's his name? King went to pick Tudor up. That's where they went. Ain't no way NaZiyah was walking that far. So Shannon knew that NaZiyah was with Jarvis. She knew. NaZiyah was always being with Jarvis in the name of cleaning up the shop. NaZiyah stayed out with Jarvis, and I assume NaZiyah overstayed her time with Jarvis that night. I assume she overstayed her time with Jarvis. And when Shannon was already mad that Tudor was pregnant. That's first thing first. She was mad as hell about that. When NaZiyah did get home, see that concocted story that they made up about Annette pull up in the driveway and sent them children to go ask if NaZiyah was home? Why would you do that? That don't make no sense. Why would you ask if NaZiyah is home and stayed in your car and ask that question? Huh? Who does that? Why the hell you didn't get out your car and go in the house like you normally do? Like you was waiting on something. All right? NaZiyah overstayed her time out with Jarvis. When Shannon made that phone call to Jarvis and told Jarvis that NaZiyah hadn't made it home yet, Jarvis replied, "Oh." Few minutes later, Jarvis brought NaZiyah back. So NaZiyah did go home that night. That's what I'm feeling. And I believe I'm right. NaZiyah went home that night. And when NaZiyah got there, Shannon was raging like a bull. Shannon was raging like a bull when NaZiyah got there. Shannon put her hands on NaZiyah that night. And when she put her hands on NaZiyah that night, she put her hands on NaZiyah in the worst kind of way, and she lost control. She did the unthinkable. She didn't think that what she did to NaZiyah would have been that bad. She didn't. So, what happens? At the instructions of Annette, Shannon and Marquita, in my opinion, did bodily harm to that baby. And it was worse than they thought it would be. When they saw NaZiyah laying there, screaming and hollering and going through all what she was going through. That's why I tell y'all, NaZiyah's alive, and when NaZiyah appears, that baby ain't gonna be there. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Shannon baby is NaZiyah's baby. That night, when they did all what they did to NaZiyah, they took her baby. Go to the church and ask the midwife at Jehovah Shalom Church, what role did she play in delivering NaZiyah's baby? Go ask her. Go ahead and ask her. They took her baby. Follow where I'm going with this. NaZiyah was in bad shape. She was bleeding uncontrollably. That's my opinion. They didn't know what to do with NaZiyah. Who do they call? They called Jarvis. Jarvis, the cleanup man. Jarvis was the cleanup man. Jarvis had to get NaZiyah away from there. He had to get NaZiyah away from there. And because Jarvis feels the way he feels about NaZiyah, Jarvis took NaZiyah someplace where she could be safe. And where did he take her? To the baby mama house. The other one, the one that was on the stand testifying, the one whose car he drove. I'm just giving y'all Moca's theory. And I do believe they cleaned NaZiyah, got her well. In those, when they did Jarvis' cell phone and all the calls that was made in Jarvis' cell phone, Jarvis rode all night, smoking and drinking, smoking and drinking. That's how he wrecked that woman car. He was nervous. He was scared out of his mind. Because Shannon had to threaten Jarvis, if you don't help us do this, I will tell them people that you did that. And you know you already got a record. So when it became public knowledge that NaZiyah was missing, they had to implicate Jarvis because Jarvis got a record long as my arm. That's what happened. That's what happened. And if you go back and look at that call log where they said, they showed Jarvis had all them calls. Jarvis made calls all the way to Texas. Jarvis had all kind of phone calls in that log. Jarvis was calling people within the ring to come get her and bring her where she needs to go. She ain't, Ypsilanti. That's not where she is because they didn't go there. They didn't go there. I believe Jarvis knows exactly where NaZiyah is. She's somewhere safe. Or so he think. I believe the grandma know where NaZiyah is because she's part of it. Frank knows where NaZiyah is because he set it up. Then Shannon, big doofus ass, goes to the courts 2 days after they reported NaZiyah missing to do paternity on her children. Well, you dummy, you've been laying up with this man all these years. And you wait until he get locked up for the umpteenth time to go do paternity on your children. Well, you went and do paternity on your children and you had paternity done. Tell me why the paternity on the last two, these people decided to hold the results. They gave you a yes. He's the father for 1, 2, and 3. But they decided to hold the results on the last two. So why would they give you a yes on 3 and hold the results? Shit ain't looking good. Shit ain't looking good. It don't make sense. How are they going to tell you, oh yeah, 3 of these children do belong to Jarvis Butts, but the other 2, we're going to put it on hold until after the trial. Come on now. They didn't think nobody cared. They didn't think nobody would find out. They didn't think it would get this big, and now this shit is all over the place. Hey, little miss, welcome. Little miss said, now I'm thinking, who was on the video walking down the street when she got off the bus? It was her going to Annette's house. And he's telling people that Shannon did it. So how would he tell people that Shannon did it? Come on, y'all need to think. Because he's all in the jails telling. He's telling. Marlene wants to know, I wonder if they were using that hotel as the maternity ward. Huh? Huh? Exactly, Drea. It's a generation of pain and torture, and they see this shit as normal. Hey, Shalana. Donna said they need to bring that family to a little island, and yeah, Donna, yeah, and keep them there forever and ever. Kenyatta said that whole family got some shit with them, and do. Right, Patricia, normalize that for generations. That's crazy. Annette was the madam to her own seeds and her grandchildren. Right, Drea? Right. Belinda said, you know they're wild. Who gives someone antifreeze? Probably said because it's pretty. Belinda, I don't believe they gave her antifreeze. I don't believe. I believe he researched, I believe they found the fact that he researched antifreeze. And who knows if it was him that researched it. Shannon played games with all of them phones. Shannon is a mastermind. Shannon set them all up for the kill. Shannon is a master manipulator. Who knows if Shannon didn't put that in Jarvis' phone? Just like Shannon, just like Shannon pretended to be NaZiyah with those text messages. Shannon is a mastermind. That big flat head don't sit on that no neck for no reason. That's right, Kenyatta. NaZiyah Harris is her name. Victoria said they're probably doing the same thing and don't want to get exposed to. Victoria. Victoria. Hey, Dawn, welcome, baby. Hey, Travis. Just V said they don't want the incest and essay that happened to them is exposed. Just V, that part. That part. Belinda said that whole family act like they only had 2 men in it. Girl. Girl. No fucks given said, they say it's text now numbers, right? Well, if you know, you know. Text now, you can choose your phone number if you already have one that exists. Listen to the man Harris testimony. Suspicious as fuck. No fucks given. That's my whole point. You gotta listen. You gotta pay attention. Text now. Your number could be this number today and that number tomorrow. You're not paying attention. They're not paying attention. Marianne says Shannon could have put antifreeze to make it really seem like he did it because he worked on cars. Marianne, I'm telling you, Shannon is a mastermind. Shannon is a mastermind. That's crazy. Exactly. Watch who you have your children around. Shit, it's your own people. It's your own people. Forever Lisa says, I just don't understand how anyone can let their child get hurt. They're not normal. They're not normal. Jessica says, hell, all theirs might be sister, cousin, auntie, and uncle sisters. It's an Indian culture that marries family member Jessica Lee, girl. Jessica Lee. I'm supposed to be your sister, but I'm really your mom. Or I'm supposed to be your mama, but I'm really your aunt. Girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, Red. Red said, I truly believe that they all got extra toes and fingers. Oh, Lord. Marlene said, I think the same thing they did to NaZiyah happened to Lady. So she's drugged out now. She's beyond trying to get clean. Right, right. Gigi said, this is insane. You knew, Annette. You knew. How could you not want to save NaZiyah knowing what that made you feel like? Really, bitch? Y'all hoes is fucking sick. They're sick. They're sick, Gigi. They're sick. Forever Lisa says, I had my grandson since he was 18 months old. I'd be damned if anyone touch him. I talk to him all the time about being touched on. Keep talking to him. Keep talking to him. Because these women, that family, ain't prepared them children for nothing. It's crazy. Karen says, Annette is a pedo. I put my life on it. She enjoyed Jarvis, Shannon, Kenneth, Kenya, and Florentino, the ones which defend her. She was defended, but they all dibbled and dabbled in that nastiness. All of them. Jessica said she named them because she thought she was so ugly that her inside became that ugly too. So she thought Kenyatta and NaZiyah was pretty. So they were mistreated because of the ugliness inside and out. Yeah. And glamorous. Girl, that's hooker names. That was hooker names to push them on the men. And I ain't giving nobody a pass. Hey, Nikisha. Welcome. She said, I'm not a troll or a distraction. I'm Jarvis, but second oldest. I just wish I could protect my brother and sisters and NaZiyah. I'm sorry this happened. Nikisha, I'm sorry it happened too. I'm sorry it happened too, my love. And I'm sorry that you have to go through the scrutiny of what your father did. I'm sorry that you have to experience, hearing the things that was implemented on others. I'm sorry you have to go through that. And if ever, Nikisha, if ever, baby, you feel that you want to share your story, if ever you feel you want to come up here and tell us some things about Jarvis and what you know to be true, we invite you to join me on the panel, and I'll just let you talk. We don't judge, we listen. And just like all these other people are coming up as victims, you too are a victim, baby. You too are a victim. And I would love for you to reach out to me, or I could reach out to you, Nikisha, and we could set something up to whereas we could hear your story. I would love to hear your story. My prayers are with you. My prayers are with your siblings. Because again, like I said, you too is a victim. You didn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. And you're more than welcome to if ever you feel, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. And it don't necessarily have to be, thank you, Mika. It don't necessarily have to be on the platform, baby. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, privately, we could do that as well. We could do that as well. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear your story. And I appreciate you coming into the chat. I do appreciate you coming into the chat. Guys, could y'all throw up some prayer hands for Nikisha? It took a lot for her to come in here. It took a lot for her to come in here because she too is a victim. And there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of, Nikisha. Nothing. And we're here to support you, baby. We are here to support you because you too are a victim. You have a community of support here, baby. You definitely have a community of support here. And we're here to embrace you, encourage you, and just know I'm available for you to speak to. And we don't have to make it public. We could do the one-on-one back of this backstage, behind the scenes. I will always protect your privacy. I'm here for you. Just know that. My heart hurts for you. It hurts for you. I can't imagine what you're going through right now, but pray about it. Keep your head up. And don't walk in shame, sweetheart, because it's not your fault. It's not your fault. No Fuss Given says they all have the mindset of nobody helped me. Where was my help? That's why nobody cared or said anything. I believe that. I believe that. Exactly, Red. There's an evil presence in those people. This is horrible. Victoria says if you think about it, in a ring, they don't use names. They use pet names. And that's exactly what Annette, being a madam, did. She gave them pet names for the pedo. Victoria, that's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Now I gotta go down in the chat. I'm looking at, I'm trying to read. Can you say gangster get Mocha attention? What y'all need my attention for? I'm passing up all the messages to see what I'm missing. Because baby, I am really down behind in this chat. Let me see what I'm missing. Let me see what I'm missing. Y'all made me go all the way down. Let's see. I'll catch it. I'm gonna find it. Oh Lord, I'm so far behind in comments. Good Lord. Uncle, you talk too much. Let's see. Hey, Miss Detroit. That's how far behind in these comments I am. Okay, let's see. I'm about to find out what I missed. I'm going all the way to the end of my comments. Kenya was saying something. Because I'm looking at two screens. Baby. That's a shame. Hey, terrific. Child, look at her. Moca, you talk too much. You talk too much, Mocha. Oh Lord, look like that's 2 days worth of comments. I'm that far behind. Lord, go all the way to the bottom. No, I don't want to share that. Why is this even on my screen? Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna find it. Okay, we back. I didn't hit the wrong button, all of that. Hey, Curtis, welcome. NYC girl says, wow, this touched my heart. She's such a brave young lady. We praying for you, Nikisha. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Right time warp. Nikisha, we love and support you. You have a world of love starting with us here. Right, Mika? We can't begin to imagine what that baby's going through. But just know we're here for you. Curtis says this is a sad case for what happened, but this is going on all around America. Black people need to step they need to step up when it comes to their black children. Yes, Curtis, yes. 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 Exactly, Meek. All children, dead and alive, are victims. All of them are victims. All are victims. All are victims. Hey, Clint, welcome. Hey, Sandy Marie. Hey, Queen of Kings, welcome, my love. Gigi says, I wouldn't be surprised if they had NaZiyah recruiting younger girls to come into the cult to do what they got her doing. Me either, Gigi. Me either. They had her befriending girls to come to the shop. That's sad. Hey, Carla, welcome, my love. This is crazy. Hey, Britt said, y'all notice how the guest said she attended that church, but she didn't want to talk about it? It just wasn't for her. Why is it so many secrets, Britt? I picked up on that. Britt, with all the things that I saw uncover and be exposed in that church. Hey, Grisky, welcome. Legacy Span says we need to pray for all of our children, no matter what the race is. And Legacy Span, you're absolutely correct. We do need to pray for all of our children. All of them. Curtis said, this is Prophet Curtis Harrison. All of this is a cover up for something bigger. Curtis, I saw you posted something similar to that in the comments on one of my threads. You're speaking on, you knowing that this is a cover up for something bigger. How familiar are you with any of this, Curtis? How familiar are you with what's going on? That's the question I should be asking. She said, yes, Ms. Mocha, telling nothing but the truth. I wish you can talk to my mom after October. Nikisha. Oh my God. Nikisha. Baby, um, can you send me an email, Nikisha? My email is at the bottom of the screen, Nikisha. If you could send me an email, my love, we could talk on the back end. We can talk on the back end. I would love to talk to your mom. For now, I would love to talk to you. Since you said, I wish you could talk to my mom after October. I have no problem speaking with your mom. But for now, I could talk to you. Let me talk to you. My prayers are with you, Nikisha. You have nothing to be ashamed of, baby. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, Prophet Curtis, I just want to know, what is it that you know? I just want to know, what it is that you know. Tasha says, NaZiyah was very smart. I don't believe she would have drunk that. She knows better than that. Exactly, Tasha. Nisa, exactly. Mika says, I did see in a recent trafficking victims interviewed that they do introduce them to drug. Yes, Nick. Yes, me. Oh, when she says talk to her mom, she is a mom. Is she a minor? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like her mom is going through something too. But we'll see. We'll see. But Linda said if I was investigating, I would bring her mom in. She knows a lot. Hey Jade, welcome, boo. Hey, Tribe of Levi, Miss Belinda, welcome, my love. Patricia says 30 days is plenty enough time for the whole clan to create a story and play their part. Patricia, that's it, that's all. Okay, Curtis says, I'm not familiar. I don't know them, but I know I studied this type of stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Britt says Shannon thinks she's so slick. That DNA test definitely gonna prove Jarvis is the dad, and she's not the mom. I think she's of age, Meek. I mean, the picture could be deceiving, but I do think she's of age. I do think she's of age. But then my chat, you know, that's what I'm thinking, NYC girl. That's why she said after October. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's what she looked like, Top Flight. She looked like, that's who she looks like. Talk with Princess. I honestly believe she was given an antifreeze the night before she went missing. Mm. Right about now, everything is possible. We can't we can't throw nothing out of this equation because look at what we're dealing with. Look at the people we're dealing with. Hey, Jasmine. Jasmine said, I would never understand how they all did not get locked up until trial. Jasmine, exactly. Hey, Morgan, welcome. Kenya says, my heart tells me she did it. I could be wrong, though. Kenya, we got the same heart, boo. And she said she is Jarvis's second child, y'all. So being that she's the second child, she is well of age. And y'all know Jarvis started having them children at 13. And she's definitely not Shannon's daughter. So she's of age. Constance says, ladies, it's been great. Mocha, we shall meet again. Getting off work, heading home. Be careful, Constance. Have a great night, my love. I know, guys, Mocha been on here 3 hours. Mocha about to shut it down too. Because y'all know these conversations could go on and on and on. And it's so much to uncover. This and every day. And it's like it's beginning to make sense. The more we talk about it, the more it makes sense. And I pray that she reaches out. I'm going to try to find her, though. I'm going to try to find her. Mika says, like, everybody is lying. And nobody's really coming forward and putting the children first because they won't tell the truth. They can't tell the truth, Meek. Because to tell the truth, that would expose them. And nobody wants to be exposed. And it's showing. Top Flight says she may be testifying for her siblings. That's why she's telling y'all after October, because the witness can't talk until after the fact. Right, Top Flight? But it's her mom. It's her Top Flight. It's her mother that she wanted me to speak to after October. So we're going to see where this goes. Curtis says you have to be careful in this type of cases because a lot of police officers, politicians, preachers, doctors, famous people are most of the time involved. Oh, Curtis, we know, baby. We've uncovered that. We know. We know. But thank you for the insight, my love. And Karen said if they are witnessing the case, she can't talk until after October. That's what she just said. Gigi said, Mocha, you have always taken this case as if NaZiyah was your child. And that's what I appreciate about you. And I give you your flowers. Thank you, Gigi. Well, you be up with me. You know what I be going through. You know. Britt says, I think they made her take the antifreeze the night before too. Y'all know antifreeze tastes sweet like tea. So I doubt NaZiyah knew, but that will explain why she was on the floor sick at school. But y'all talking about the antifreeze. And y'all talking about the day she was on that floor sick at school. We got to remember. The day they bring it to us. The day that they're telling us NaZiyah went missing. And the day they reported it. So we're looking at the 9th and the 10th. So who's lying? What day was NaZiyah really on that floor at school? Because the school had her. School had NaZiyah marked present when NaZiyah was missing already. NaZiyah wasn't even at school. So what date is it really that she was on that floor at school? It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Exactly, Auntie Mo can't come fast enough. Nikisha said, yes, ma'am. Thank you. I love y'all too. I never had a mother or father's love, but I feel y'all love is real. Soon as I get my mom out of Detroit, away from my dad, she's 24. Okay. Thank you, Nikisha. And Nikisha, like I said, my email is running across the bottom of the screen, my love. We are here for you. We are definitely here for you. You have our support, and we love you. You are not a child where, or you're a young adult where you have to walk with your head down. We love you. We're here for you. And I don't know if you want to give me a way to reach out to you, but if you're comfortable, my email, like I said, is running across the screen. You can reach out to my email and we could communicate from there. We're going to keep you in prayer. You and your siblings will always be in our prayer because no, ma'am, you didn't deserve this. As a matter of fact, none of your siblings deserve this. Legacy says it's going to be a lot of hearts at peace once baby girl is fine. Legacy, you got to know it. A lot of hearts. A lot of hearts. Because we're invested. We love NaZiyah. NaZiyah was one of us. Nisi said Frank sponsored model photo shoots at the shop, which is odd. What? Where did model photo shoots come in at, girl? I'm invested now. Girl, model. That is odd, Nisi. Very odd. Very odd. Karen, you're crazy. Hey, leisure lady. We support you. We support you, Nikisha, 100%, my love. Patricia says, Nikisha, stay safe. My prayers are with you and your mom. Yes, Lord, they are. Yes, Lord. Huh? Morgan, what kind of questions are you asking? We don't know nothing about NaZiyah's baby. Red says photo shoot sounds like what the church was doing. You hear me, Red? All this shit is tying together. All of it. All of it. Photo shoots. And the church had it all. The church had a whole setup for photo shoots. My God, my God. Lord, Curtis said organ is stealing organs, hearts, and lungs and kidneys. Good Lord. Harvesting is real. Allegedly, all is it legally until, yeah, it's all allegedly until we get proof. That's exactly right, Curtis. Good question, Britt. Britt said, Nikisha, are you safe? Do you need help? We all have access to resources, even for your mom. We're here to help. Lisa says, I have 9 granddaughters and 9 grandsons. 13 biological and 5 steps. I'm not jail material, but all will go down if one of mine get touched. Lisa, you understand? Exactly, Mika. Mika says, Nikisha, you can speak with Mocha in confidence. And she doesn't have to discuss anything you wish to keep private. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, Virgo White, welcome, baby. Oh, Lord. Yes, Belinda, that baby in that blonde wig took me out. Took me out. You hear me? Took me out. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. But guys, I'm going to get up out of here. We have had an interesting night. I've been here 3 hours, 15 minutes on a Friday night. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord. But it's been awesome. It's been very informative. And I ain't letting this conversation get cold on us. I will be back here tomorrow. Hey, Kathleen, welcome. Kathleen says, I didn't hear Nikisha's story, but hearing you say her name, I grabbed my heart. Gonna go back and watch your replay. Kathleen, she didn't give us a story. Welcome, boo. She didn't give us a story. Have a good night. Be safe. You too, Betty. Thank you, Red. But guys, we're gonna be back here tomorrow night, same time. We're gonna make this a part 2. We're going to continue where we left off, because there has to be a place of healing. There has to be a place of healing for all the victims of these monsters. There has to be a place of healing. And we, as a community, if we're going to stand for something, let's stand for loving on them. Let's stand for giving them words of encouragement and inspiration. And if we're close to them, reach out. Be that support system that's needed. We don't just want to be here voicing our opinions and saying that we're here for truth and justice and not following up with who we say we are. So on that note, I'm going to wish you all a good night. And I pray that NaZiyah walks in that courtroom and shut him down. And I think she will. And like I said, I think they're going to need the undertaker for they're going to need the undertaker for Annette. And they're going to need the biohazard team for Shannon, because Shannon go shit all on herself when NaZiyah walked through that courtroom. Yes, ma'am, Miss Beulah, I understand. I know, baby. I have Detroit connections in this room. I'm aware. Hey, Sunday Mac. So you guys, until tomorrow night, we're going to be back here doing the same thing. I love you all. You all be blessed. It was indeed a pleasure. Thank each and every one of you all for the super chats, the super stickers, the cash apps. Thanks to all my new members. Thank you all to the replay crew that always comes through. And I cannot leave out my moderators. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. I appreciate you. And we're going to go out here saying good night. Boop. Y'all put hearts in the chat for NaZiyah. And praying hands in the chat for Nikisha. Because we got this. We're going to be here for them.
Fuck the cover-ups.
we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mothers riot. NaZiyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Moca lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola bells riding, they don't fold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but chroma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mothers riot. NaZiyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola bells on fire, and Moca don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One voice said folks gon' lose they lunch. When NaZiyah walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, truth in the street, and we ain't gon' stop till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mothers riot. NaZiyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. Moca got receipts and the bells got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Moca, ride with the bells. Cause silence in this war is a death knell.
I'm going to say goodnight again, Nakisha. Congratulations, my love. We wish you a healthy delivery. Healthy delivery. And Paula, I saw what you said. And Nakisha, I pray that you're telling me you're safe. I pray your mom is safe. Pray your mom is safe. And if you guys are out of the D, that would be a blessing. That would be a blessing. That would truly be a blessing. And, you know, I'll just wait on you, baby, to reach out to me. I already knew the church, the police, the corruption. Oh, Lord, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And it's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I uncovered some shit. I said it. Said it. And I'm not backing down from the things that I've said. But I want the victims all to be safe. Nakisha, I'm praying for you, baby. Praying for your family. Just reach out. Let me know that you're good. Let me know that you're safe. But not until you deliver us a healthy baby. And then you could come back and let us know that you're okay. Wow. Guys, let me get out of here. Good night, you all. Love you much. And I'll be back on tomorrow.